Behold MC Earthmoving working on the new Roaches Reservoir outside Yanco in New South Wales, Australia. Before we get to the action, what the heck is it for? Well, in short, it's all to help the local farmers grow food. The water district can fill the reservoir from the nearby canal when water is plentiful, then offer it to the local farmers as needed for their crops. So let's start with the floor.
Behind me is the last little bit of earthworks that's taking place. It's taken them about a year to move and place this material because every little bit has been conditioned with moisture, compacted, and tested because it has to be absolutely perfect as it's holding water and you can't have any kind of failure. The floor is a huge area. It's over 800,000 square meters of space that they've had to recompact, grade, and cut to this exact elevation I'm standing on right now.
Enough of me talking, let's hear from the boss himself.
So originally this has been farmland. What you're looking at now is now 1.5 meters on average lower than what its natural surface was. So its excavation, although not vast in depth, was vast in area. It had to be covered. So in short, it's possibly been about around 1.1 million metres of material shifted. We're at 2,500 density tests, so that's been quite a significant, well, that's been the hardest part of the whole thing. Conditioning, we had to go to a strict criteria which was adhered to, and basically we couldn't move forward till we achieved it, so that's taken a lot. That's been time consuming. Material is not good material, it's all silt. So I suppose, in all honesty, I misread that in the beginning. It took us a long time to get our heads around how to deal with the material. We ended up ploughing it all and introducing water, and we finally got our heads around it. So it's designed, and I gather the reason for the expense of the erosion control is it will go up and down. It will vary, weekly, daily. So it'll always have a different water level, I believe. So they can open it up and they'll be able to measure exactly what leaves the holdings, and they'll be able to, they'll know what's come in. So it was built to a criteria to maximise the efficiencies of natural flows and a few other things. So hence here we are.
Beautiful. When we were here last, a year ago, they were bringing in sand for the floor and for that drain in the middle of this dam here. Now they're trucking in all of this rock. They've almost finished with the rock. They've brought in, by the end of this project, 130,000 tons of it. And you can see here the entire slope on the interior of the reservoir is covered with this rock. After they finish this slope, cover it with the fabric that I'm standing on right now, but they can't just dump the rock from the top over onto the fabric, or else it'll tear the fabric and mess with the integrity of the slope. So what they have to do is bring trucks into the floor, stockpile rock at the bottom here, post up an excavator here, spread it halfway up the slope from the bottom, and then they stockpile rock from the top, and then they place the top half from the top of the slope. Nope, I haven't found first.
Found it.
All right, I need to take a break here.
There we go. Just cut that part out.
Back to some of the logistics of this future reservoir.
How does the water fill this future reservoir up? Well, there's this existing canal that they've built the reservoir alongside, and behind me is the inlet. So they will let it in through these gates back here, but it can only fill by gravity for around a meter, a little bit more than a meter, but there's quite a few meters in this reservoir. So the water level in the reservoir when it's full will be much higher than the existing canal. And that's where the pumps that are right behind me come into play. These pumps, they will take the water from the inlet structure and they will pump it into the reservoir to fill it up all the way for the sake of that water storage.
And now, let's check out the finished walls of this monster.
Exactly where I'm standing is where we were this time last year, watching the 631s go back and forth, putting material here many meters below me. We can cut to that footage now. But this is what it looks like today. It is beautiful and completely finished. On the outside, we have that drainage ditch. This is the outside slope. It has been graded to perfection. They have placed topsoil on here, and then they just seeded it last week. They got some rain, so the grass is starting to grow in nicely. And in a few weeks, this will be completely green and beautiful. And here's the middle of the dam. There's a road on top for trucks like ours to drive around it as needed. And then right in the middle, if you remember, is the chimney drain. So it's a sand drain layer all the way through the middle of the dam that we saw them digging and placing last time. And that's there. If water percolates the dam, it can hit that drain and drain out without compromising the actual structure. And then finally, the finished side, the other side that'll be interacting with the water. Once this is all full, this rock is here to protect the earth, the structure, from any waves or erosion. So this right here is the finished product all the way around. That's it. And this is a little Australian dingo. We just caught this one wandering the job, and we're gonna go place it back into the wild where you belong, okay? So let's release this little dingo here. Go on. A huge thank you to MC Earthmoving for having us out, and to Entricon, the prime contractor for this entire operation. It was very, very enjoyable to come back where we were a year ago to see the progress and see the almost finished product. Within months, this will be full of water, and water will be going to farmers near and wide here in New South Wales. We'll see you next time. Stay dirty, everybody. And if you haven't seen the original video and you want to see more about what this operation looked like a year ago, you can check it out right here.